In Chodesh Elul, the king is in the field. And that's what we have to realize. During the year, we serve God. We know God in every action we do. We make a blessing before we eat. We make a blessing after we eat. We say Moida'ani in the morning, connects us to God in the morning and the rest of the day is very beautiful. But it's not recognized. And then B'yad Cha'af Kedruchi is the same idea. You give yourself up to God before you go to sleep. So no matter where you are, you're connected to God. But nevertheless, in the middle of eating, you don't see God over there. Sure, in the beginning of the food, before you eat to make a bracha, at the end of the meal you make a blessing, but in between, where do you see God and everything else? That's why we have Melech Basada. We have Melech Basada now. So no matter where we are, we know we have the king by us. It's the story of the Rebbe. Every time you make a bracha, Baruch Atah Hashem, that is king in the field. Now we see, and in Elul we realize that everything is connected to God. If we look on the sun, we look at the moon, we look on the stars, we say, Breishis bara Elikim es hashamayim v'haaretz. Because we know God is in the world now, He's in the field. We see different things in the world. We say it was God that created it. Because we feel God in the air. Now, even though the Yetzer Hara might come to you and say what kind of God you see, or the Yetzer Hara mixes in other things, but when he sees that a Jew is standing strong, and that he is part of the army of God, he will run away. And that's what we see in Pasha Shoftim also. Tamim tiyem Hashem Elokecha. That if you do mitzvos with a tmimus, sincerity, Yetzer Hara runs away. He has no connection anymore. He has no chance at all. And that's the idea of Melech Basada. That we go out in the world and we see God Himself. We have the King in the field. That no matter what we do, our weekday matters or anything else, is still connected to God. And as we see a tree, which a tree grows in the field, it is connected to God always. So therefore, you can see really in the field more God than outside of the world. A human being, you don't see so much connected to God than existence for itself. That's what it looks like. It looks like they came from the essence of God and no one's in charge. But when you go into the field, you can actually see God. And you have a connection to Him. So now when the Yetzer Hara comes to you, you know it says Shoftim b'Shoitrim. There are judges and police officers. Yetzer Hara tries to bother you, so you have a judge, which that is the Yetzer Tov. And the Shoiter gives you the strength to do what the Shofet says. So we go with the Yetzer Tov. And we don't let the Yetzer Hara come in. Not always we have to give in to our evil inclination. It might be easier to go into evil inclination. But we know we have to put judges and police officers in our bodies also. That we have to go according to the Yetzer Tov and the Nefesh Alikis. And that's why it says, Shayftim b'shaytim titnacha b'chol sharecha. We know that the Eibishter is in control. We know we put the right judges in the system. And they don't let the Yetzer Hara come in. And then we realize that when we do anything in the world, it's only God that is in control. And then our day gets much better. Because wait a second, God is in my midst. How am I going to do an Aveira? God is everywhere. And that is a preparation. That we'll be able to go in the king's palace. And that's why we have 30 days before that we blow shofar. And when we blow the shofar in Chodesh Elul, it connects us to Matan Torah. You remember Matan Torah when we blow the shofar. That when the shofar was blown was by Matan Torah. So then we learn more Torah. And that's how we prepare, that even if we go into Armon HaMelech, we know we are ready to be there. And that is the same thing with Mashiach. We can be ready, but in different ways. We can be naked when Mashiach comes, naked of mitzvos. We can be in our pajamas when Mashiach comes. But we have to know, we have to always be ready for Mashiach. And it gives us more strength now because we know Hashem is with us in the Chodesh Elul. And He gives us the strength to reveal God in the world. And that's how you make a dwelling place in the world. That everyone sees when you go into the world, we're a different being. Even in the field. Even in the park. And that's how we make a dwelling place for God. We bring God in our lives. We look on trees, product of God. We look on everything in the world as a product of God. And that's how we bring God into the world. So Be'ez Hashem, we will be ready. Through our mitzvahs, we were already fulfilled for Mashiach. So maybe we are a human being, but we didn't prepare our physical body for Mashiach. We sometimes gave into our Yetzer Hara. And that's what takes away the beauty of our clothes and puts on PJs on us. As by night we take off our regular clothing. That's what the Yetzer Hara does. It takes off our clothing that when we do greet Mashiach, let our machshava, dibur, and maisa, which machshava, dibur, and maisa is the clothing of the neshama. Let's make it prestigious clothing to greet Mashiach. And Be'ez Hashem, we will see the Mashiach in the fullest extent. It won't be in a way, in any form or way we're not clothed properly. It won't be in any way that our appearance is a disaster. So let's do another mitzvah, but do it with joy. Learn Torah with joy. Like it says, Yismach Hashem ba'osav. That Hashem is enjoying life with us. He is with us when we do mitzvahs. And He is happy that we're doing mitzvahs. And we are happy that God is with us. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe King Moshiach forever and ever. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe King Moshiach forever and ever. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe King Moshiach forever and ever.